Okay, so let's talk about what's been going on with the UFC 311 main event in the last 24 hours. By now, we all know that Arman Tsarukyan has pulled out of his UFC lightweight world championship fight against Islam Makhachev because of a back injury. Apparently, his coach said that last week he sustained a back injury in training. It was a little bump. The rumors are circulating that he wasn't going to make weight. Beneil Dariush has now said that he was hearing that Arman was having struggles making the weight. So we're in with a new main event. Renato Moicano, who's become the people's champion in the last couple of months, and also the last 24 hours, has stepped up. Renato Moicano is now fighting Islam Makhachev for the UFC Lightweight World Championship at UFC 311 in the main event. Renato was contacted in the early hours of the morning, was informed that he would have had to make championship weight 155. Remember, when you fight for a belt, you have to make 155 or the weight class flat. There is no allowance. Whereas if you fight lightweight, you can normally make up to 156 pounds and still be allowed to fight and still be classified as on weight. In title fights, there is no such allowance. So Renato made 155 championship weight on the dot, and he is now fighting Islam Makhachev for the UFC lightweight title. Now, let's talk about the new fight. We'll get to Arman and what's going to happen in a second, but let's talk about the new fight. You know what? Let's talk about Beneil. Mensch, champion. He's great. Beneil is getting paid his show money and his win money. So before you get all in the comments saying Beneil got screwed, he's not going to fight. He might have liked to fight. He might have liked to fight for the belt as well. He obviously also may have been able to make 155 pounds. But Beneil is being paid his full show money and full win money, and he is not competing at UFC 311. Sergey Spivak and the other heavyweight, I'm not sure the other heavyweight, has been moved up to the main card to replace the Moicano-Dariush fight. Now, let's get to the new fight. Renato Moicano is a motherfucker. He is going to move fast. He is going to go aggressive. He's going to try and get Islam out of there, because if Islam gets him down, my pick, and I think a lot of picks that I've seen so far, is that Islam is going to submit Renato in the first round. I believe Renato gets submitted in round number 1 or early round 2. If Renato's able to use those knees, he's going to come forward with combinations. If you saw DJ's podcast, he's going to come forward nice and strong with a lot of heavy strikes, knowing that this is his opportunity to shock the world. He has to move quickly. Now, I think Renato is like minus 900 in the odds now. Islam is like minus 900. He is so far ahead in terms of the betting odds against Renato Moicano, and so he should be. This is the second time in this title reign that he's taken a short notice title defense. And as he said in an interview after he was offered the fight against Moicano, Islam said, "I am the champion, I will fight whoever. If I'm the best at 155, I should be able to fight anyone at 155. And that is just a pound for pound statement if I've ever heard one. Islam Makhachev is going to move to increasing the title defenses to 4, which I believe is the record now for UFC lightweights. I believe it is the record for UFC lightweights, most title defenses. BJ Penn, Habib had 3. Yeah, that sounds right. I believe it is if I'm wrong, feel free to get in the comments and correct me. Benson Henderson's up there as well. I believe Arman Tsarukyan is out, and Islam versus Moicano is the fight. I actually can't believe it. I'm pumped for the fight, to be honest. It's an exciting fight. I wouldn't have been as excited for Dariush versus Islam. And I don't know why that is, because Dariush is a weapon as well. But Moicano, there's something about him. He's on that roll right now, and it's almost like you can feel the urgency in the air, the sense of something crazy might happen tonight at UFC 311. Something wild might happen, and we might get a new world champion. I don't think that's the case, but it's definitely possible. This sport is crazy. This story is crazy. Okay, let's talk about Arman Tsarukyan. Where does he go from here? Now, if it genuinely is an injury, he's going to miss a little bit of time. It doesn't seem that bad, because your boy was doing headstands, running around the circle with Nina Drama 4 days ago. So it can't be that serious, but I believe his injury may have stopped him from moving his body in a way that would have allowed him to lose a bit more weight. He might have come into fight week over what he would have thought. The injury might have got worse during the weight cutting process, during being dehydrated and started cramping up. We don't know. We won't know until Arman releases a full statement, probably after the fight. I don't think he'll say anything until after, maybe a day or so after this new UFC 311 main event takes place. But I do believe that Arman will have to win another fight to get back to the title shot. I don't think they're going to reward pulling out the last day in any way. And not that he deserves to be punished in that sense, but I believe Arman will have to fight someone else. He might have to fight, who's available? Justin and Dan are probably going to fight. He could fight Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier is a good fight for Arman if Dustin Poirier is interested in something like that. There's really no one out there in the top 5. He's already beaten Charles. He's already beaten Dariush. Maybe if Moicano loses, Moicano fights Arman next, and we see that fight before Arman goes up. Islam, we don't know what's going to happen. Let's wait for the results for Moicano and Islam later. Then we can think about what's going to happen with the lightweight title and if Islam moves up or stays at lightweight. I believe Arman is going to have a fair bit of time before he is allowed to go up for a title shot again. He needs one more fight at least. Now he's kicked himself back a level. But either way, we have an exciting main event for UFC 311. We have Islam Makhachev versus Renato Moicano. Let me know in the comments who you think is going to take the belt tonight.